All right, so this is practice D, and we're all looking at page 29. So this is where you should be. And using the top half of your graph paper, what I want you guys to do first, so just eyeball it, is we're going to copy. Actually, you know what? I don't think you even need to use the top half. You can just go ahead and use this whole piece of paper. We're going to copy the first graph down. So it looks to me like that graph goes to 18. Yeah, let's give yourselves plenty of room and draw a line all the way from the left, all the way over here to the right for your x-axis. I'm looking at number 1 on page 29. Is everybody there with me? Are we all good? I am. Okay, great. All right, so we're copying the graph. I'm going to go ahead and label it number 1 up here. And let's label this practice D. And let's fill in our x and y axis, okay? It's not necessary to think about like what number just copy the graph. You don't need to think about it like in science, you know, when I have you think about like, well, we're gonna go to 4.2 is our data point, so we need to go to 4.4 in our graph. We're not doing that today. So we're just gonna go ahead and mark these lines 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And for your x-axis, go all the way up to 18. You can go to 20 if you want. And then for your y-axis, go all the way up to 19. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw this graph. And in order to properly replicate the graph, now I'm enunciating a little bit better, we're going to have to make sure we get the right points plotted. So let's take a look here. We've got a point at where the x-coordinate is 0 and the y-coordinate is 4. So let's go ahead and put a dot there on our graph. And I'd like you guys, just so that we get good practice, to go ahead and mark the ordered pair for that. That's going to be 0, 4. And then we're going to do 2 more. So I can see the graph intersects also at where x equals 8 and y equals 12. So let's go ahead and find our x equals 8 and then go on up. We can use our ruler to help us, where y equals 12. And I'm going to put a dot right there. Okay, and we're going to write the ordered pair. Can you guys see this okay, or do you need me to zoom it? Zoom? Zoom, zoom. There we go. All right, and let's do one more a little bit higher up. So let's see. Looks like I've got a point here where x equals 13 and y equals 17. Let's put a point there. Okay, once I've got those 3 points, I need 3 points to be able to connect and make a graph. So let's go ahead and use our ruler to connect that line. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write my function next to the graph. And my function for this particular line is y equals x plus 4. Make sure that you're copying everything that you see me do and that you're keeping your work looks like mine. The reason I'm saying that is because I want you guys to practice neat work, right? And so I'm going to model that for you. So just make sure that you're doing what you see me doing. You're not doing things all over the page or anywhere else. Okay, so we've got our graph. We've got our function. We're going to tackle this first problem. And the first problem for letter A says, I'm going to go ahead and write that over here where I'm not going to be working. X plus 4 equals 10. And just copy that down. Don't copy B down yet. We're going to go ahead and work through A before we do B. All right. If y equals x plus 4, and x plus 4 equals 10. For letter A, can you tell me what y equals? Cameron?
6.
No. Let's go back over that. Y equals x plus 4, and x plus 4 equals 10. So for letter A, what is my y value? Lucy Cole. It's 10. Go ahead and put a y above that. Okay, so what I'm trying to get you guys to see is that the function is always y. So when the function is rewritten and you're given a value for that function, whatever that value is your y. So it's kind of like, I don't know, there's something in logic about that, right? Like if a plus, I'm not even gonna go there. I can't do it. All right, so all you really need to do is just recognize that here we've got the function. This is our algebraic expression, same thing. And here our algebraic expression has been given a value. So that value is y. All right, we're going to use our graph to solve this. So if y equals 10, let's put our ruler on the 10 at the y-axis and find out where the graph intersects it and put a dot there. Okay, the graph intersects right there. So let's go ahead and see what our x value is right there. And what is it? What does x equal? I heard it. What does x equal? 6. So we're going to write x equals 6. And now for good measure, we're going to practice our ordered pair. What does my ordered pair need to look like? Dorothy?
6, 10 in parentheses.
Perfect. All right. Is it starting to come together, folks?
Yep.
Yep. Piper?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. There we go. Thank you. All right, letter B. This time, I'm still using the same function. That's why I can use this same graph. This is a graph of y equals x plus 4. This time, x plus 4 equals 4. All right, in letter B, what is my value for y? Morgan?
4.
Yes, y equals 4. So let's put, ooh, look at that. We don't even need to use our ruler. What does x equal when y equals 4? Shafiq?
0.
X equals 0. Great job. Shafiq, can you also tell me what my ordered pair should look like?
0.
Yep, in parentheses. Great job. I feel like you guys are starting to get it and it's becoming easier. Am I right?
Yeah.
We're getting there? It's getting there. Okay. Do we all have this and we're ready to flip the page?
Yes.
Great. Flip it over, use the backside. Let's replicate the graph for problem 2. So do the same thing that we just did. Copy the graph for the second problem. Really important to use your rulers on these. We want straight lines. Neat work. They start here at 0 at the origin. Looks like I only need to number to 10 on this x-axis. And my y-axis needs to go to 19. Okay. Up at the top here, I'll put number 2. Okay, let's go ahead and copy a couple points. Just to make sure we represent the graph accurately. It looks to me like where y equals 1, x equals 0. So I'm going to put a dot right there on my graph. I can also see that where y equals 4, x equals 1. So I'll put a dot there on my graph. So let's go ahead and we should be We should be also filling out the ordered pairs. So we've got 0, 1, and 1, 4. And then I want to pick one more point. I'm going to jump up here to where y equals 13. I can see that x equals 4. So I'll put a dot there, 4, 13. And then I'll connect those with my ruler, keeping it neat. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write the function right here next to the graph. Y equals 3x plus 1. Caught up, folks? Okay,
No.
let's go ahead and begin letter A. Well, that's okay. You can go ahead and catch up as we work. Okay, in letter A, 3x plus 1 equals 19. What is my y value for letter A? What's the value of y for letter A? Stella? 19. Let's go ahead and put a y above there. Remember, if y equals a function and the function equals a value, y equals the value. Declan?
Oh, I have that in.
Oh, I'm not ready for it quite yet.
Oh.
Then I'll let you give it to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and use our ruler. Put a dot there where y equals 19 and see what x equals. And it looks like x equals 6 right there. So we'll go ahead and write our ordered pair in as part of our answer. Oh, I forgot to let you give me the answer, Deb. You can do the next one, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's copy down letter B. 3x plus 1 equals 10. What is my y value for letter B? Cameron, you got it. Okay, so let's put our ruler on 10 on the y-axis, put a dot there. Trace that down. Declan, what's my x value when y equals 10?
X value is.
Yep, x equals 3. My ordered pair looks like 3, 10. I'm going to go ahead and mark that on my graph too. Okay, go ahead and do letter C. Find the value of x and write it as an ordered pair. Okay. Hey, Macy, can you give me the value of x when y equals 1?
X equals.
X equals 0. And so my ordered pair looks like what?
0,
0, 3? Remember, y equals 1 in this one.
oh, 0.
Yeah, good job. How are we doing? Give me a thermometer.
This is somewhat, I understand it somewhat.
We're getting there, huh? Okay, good. I'm so glad to hear that. All right, so are we all caught up with the notes, my friends?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing for numbers 3 and 4. You can ignore 3C. I did ask you to get 2 pieces of graph paper. If you need another one, go ahead and you can grab one. Well then, everybody needs one. All right. As soon as you get back to your seat, we're gonna go ahead and replicate these 2 graphs. All right, so for number 3, hurry back to your seat, please. You're numbering the x-axis to 20. I'm gonna help you guys set these up, and then you guys are gonna do these ones on your own. So as soon as you return your seat, go ahead and catch up. Okay, for this function, you only need to number to 7 for the y-axis. There is a point at the origin, 0, 0. There is a point at x equals 4, y equals 1. And there is a point at x equals 12 and y equals 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark those. And we'll do one more with x equals 20 and y equals 5. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and connect the dots just like we did before. Whoops. My pen went wonky. Okay, I'm going to use the space underneath the graph this time to work. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll write down the problems. Oh, I forgot to have you write the function. Let's write the function first. The function is y equals 1/4 x. In letter A, 1/4 x equals 1. You're gonna find what x equals, and then you're gonna write the ordered pair. In letter B, 1/4 x equals 4. So go ahead and find for x, and then write the ordered pair. Okay. Let's go ahead and set up our graph for number 4 before you start working on that. Number 4 is a little bit trickier to set up the graph for. Okay, so let's label that down here. And we'll go to the bottom of the page. Oops. Here's funky. Let's draw our x and our y axis. And then notice that my integers are divided up into basically bar modeling, right? Like into fractions. So what's the fraction? How many, like what's the denomination that my integers are divided up into? If you look at it, we've got 1 and then we've got a bunch of spaces and 2. So we're going to set ours up the same way, but what are these spaces going to mean? Rajveer? Yeah. So let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. It looks to me like these are divided up into quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2. Okay. So let's replicate the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2. And so on. 3. And that was it. We only needed to do 3. Same with the y-axis. Okay. And then let's go ahead and plot this function. Looks like there's a point at x equals 0, y equals 3. And then well, we'll just take it down here. X equals 3 and y equals 0. I don't think we need 3 points for this one. we can just connect these 2 points. Should be going right through the center of your little graph squares there. Okay, and then you'll do your work over here. Ignore letter C, please. The function for number 4 is y equals 3 minus x. We'll just do A and B. Okay, so go ahead and complete numbers 3 and 4. All right, okay, can anybody tell me what x equals when 1/4 x equals 1? So let's go back up to number 3. Olive?
X equals 4.
X equals 4. Great job. Olive, what does my ordered pair look like?
4.
Good. How about letter B? When 1/4 x equals 4, what does my x equal? Mendel?
16.
Good. Mendel, what does my ordered pair look like?
4, 16.
Well, let's take a look. X equals 16, right? That's right here. Yep, 16, 4. Okay. How about number 4? Does anybody have that one? Is that you with me? Okay, moving on. Are we good? Are we good? Can I move it down?
Yeah.
Okay, Shafiq. For letter A, when 3 minus x equals 2, what does x equal?
1.
Good. So what does my ordered pair look like?
1, 2.
Good. X equals 1, y equals 2. And that's right here. All right, Michael, can you do letter B for me?
I said x equals 2.5. Then the ordered pair is 2.5 and 1/2.
Nice job. X equals 2.5. And we have 2.5 and 1/2. Good job. And that would be right here. Okay. Feeling confident? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hand out your homework, but it's not quite noon. This is gonna be due on, so we will grade this on Monday when we come back. So if I were you, I would do this tonight. Stick it back in your homework folder.